Hi, this is Ken Okel, and I help people improve their lives through improved communication. Well, it's time to talk about my new campaign, the Campaign for Better Public Speaking. Yes, we want to figure out ways to make your communication that much more powerful, and we're going to look at some of the ways that politicians communicate and how you can steal an idea or two from them. Listen to a politician deliver their message. They will usually have a key theme like gas prices, unemployment, Social Security, and they will keep coming back to that theme and relating everything to it. The same rule applies to your presentations. Make sure the audience clearly knows the theme of your presentation. This may involve some repetition or some reworking of ideas, but your goal is to make sure that when the audience is done listening to you, they know what you were talking about. Here's a little technique that speakers have been using for centuries. When you're naming something in a list, speak in threes. There is something about when people hear things described in threes. For instance, I support justice, freedom, and the American way of life. Whenever people hear a message like that, they feel like applauding. It's something that's been studied by scientists for many years. Something about threes makes us want to applaud. So if you're giving a list, don't do 2 things, don't do 4 things, focus on 3 things. And of course, once you finish the 3rd thing, because usually you're making a proclamation. I want new staplers, pencils, and notepads in this office. Give it a little pause and give the audience a chance to react to you. I know it sounds a little strange, but try it out. It actually works. In my TV news days, you would try to come up with good questions to ask politicians that maybe would get a new response or something a little more sincere. Now that you're the speaker, you may not be looking to entertain so many of those questions, but they'll be asked nevertheless. What do you do when you get a zinger? Let's say off the top of my head, someone says, hey, why can't every day in this workplace be Casual Friday? Well, as a speaker, you want to have a few phrases that you can go to, a few concepts, where you can kind of answer the question, but then take a left turn and get back to what you need to talk about. One thing, maybe if someone asked me that question about the dress code and Casual Fridays, maybe you say something like, one thing I've always appreciated is how good this office looks compared to many similar companies throughout the country. And I think that's what sets our brand apart, and that's why these key points that I've outlined earlier are so important to making sure that we continue to succeed as an organization. Now, it's a bit like verbal martial arts, what you're doing there. You're answering a question, but not too much, and then you're going back to your key theme. So make sure you have a few of those in your pockets, you're happy answering it, and you just go with that. The funny thing is sometimes when someone asks a question and they get a response, they're happy with the response no matter what you said. This presentation was based on an article I wrote called 3 Tips for Presidential Speaking. You can find out more about me by visiting my website at www.kenokel.com. We'll have more of these tips coming up very soon. For now, no matter what your politics, I hope you've enjoyed this quick tip. Thanks so much. I'm Ken Okel.